Today's the day. Greetings and salutations. I've been saying it for months and months and months. And today I'm going to finally either break in this engine or I'm going to break this engine, one of the two. So I've started it up, got it kind of running. Now I need to let it run for 20 minutes and vary the RPM range from 0 to 2400 or something like that, and let it get up to temperature. I've got this little tiny radiator in here, and this is for a Ford Ranger with a 2.8 liter V6. Yeah, 1980s. No, this came out of a Bronco 2. Now hopefully this works out. I might have to drain some of the oil out. I think I overfilled the oil. Yeah. So let me drain some of this oil out of here. Maybe I'll pull a valve cover off. Probably be better off this side, just to make sure I'm getting oiling, because I don't have an oil pressure gauge and I don't have a water temperature gauge. I think I have a water temperature gauge. Maybe I can find one of those. Let's see what I got here. It's water temp. No. I'm gonna hook up this water temperature gauge if I can. Come on, bitch. What's this? This is oil temp. I don't need that. All right, I need two hands. If we're in headphones, you might want to turn your volume down right now. Don't say you weren't warned. Well, as you can see, it's a pretty good runner. Transmission works, at least it went through the gears. As you can see, the radiator was kind of dirty, and I imagine there's some, you know, residual rust inside the water jacket in the engine. And the radiator that I'm using here is just a really, what is this, a single core radiator out of a V6 trying to cool a big V8. The radiator that was in this is completely deckered. I need to get a new one, but they're available for not very much money, like 180 bucks. So the engine's officially broke in. I overfilled the oil pan by 2 quarts. Let's take a look at the oil. It's a little over the full line, but it's good enough for me. There's a little bit of blow by, but I didn't rebuild this engine. All I did was hone it, put new rings in it, and let it sit for 12 years. So probably gonna take some time to get the rings to seat. And for some reason, I have selectively forgotten everything I know about points and condenser ignition systems, and I never was a MOPAR guy, so having ballast resistors is kind of a foreign thing to me. And then I believe this is a voltage regulator, correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm not really sure what this is. A starter solenoid, perhaps? I have no idea. But the starter functions like it has a solenoid, so I don't know. But the way I understand it, these coils are supposed to operate at around 9 volts, and that's what the ballast resistor does, is reduce the voltage from 12 to 9 volts. That's a brand new ballast resistor I bought from O'Reilly's, I believe, and because it was cheap, and I have 12 volts going in and I have the same voltage coming out. So maybe I got it hooked up backwards. That might be a possibility. It's a resistor, not a diode, so maybe I'll reverse those wires and see if that makes a difference. But running it for that long, that coil got hot as Hades. But if I can get this starter to spin quicker, I can use my HEI. And I might have to get a new starter for this thing. It doesn't sound bad, but what am I? Who the hell am I? I'm just a stupid carpenter with too much time on my hands. Anyway, next step, I got the engine broke in. Next step is to get the K-member in here. I think I shall do that right now. Let me clean up some of this mess here and make room for it. Came out to get the K-member, and I looked at the green Jeep, and I realized that I damaged the girl on our little off-road jaunt this past weekend. So I got on a pretty obscure trail, and it started going up a wash, and it's not maintained by anybody, and ended up coming into a washout. So I had to go overland across the wash to get to the trail that I needed to get to, and I hit a rock right there in the corner of my fender cover. Bent the bumper, I beat most of it back, and bent the fender and loosened that off the fender. So I need to get into there sometime. Not today, it's getting too hot. But I need to get into there and pop those dents and get everything fastened back down. But I got the K-member up here, and I'm just kind of looking over it to see what I had done in the past, and it appears that I have I know I replaced the ball joints. I knew I put new wheel seals and bearings in here. I took the drums off. They're in the trailer. I don't think they're any good, but I never lubed these up, and I think, I don't know, the boots are completely rotted up. Things been sitting outside, so both the lower ball joint boots are at least the boots are garbage. I have to get in here and inspect that, make sure it's probably all rusted. It was probably rusty, but anyway, I'll get in and look at that. If I have to replace them, I'll replace them. But, power steering, it's pretty tight yet. That still looks good. And I got the steering assembly laying over there on the bench. So, I'll get this thing squared away, and you start disassembling that engine and getting it on the K, eventually get it on the K-member. And then the way this is usually done is you drop the car over, mount the engine in the K-member, and then you drop the car over the K-member and bolt it up that way. I have a special tool that I made to be able to do that. Stay tuned for that. It's coming up in a week or so. I need to get this engine in here. So I'm starting to get a little bit pumped up. So let me. So if you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing, and if you do, click the bell icon so YouTube will let you know the next time you upload a video. If you like this video, smash the like button and share it with your vast social media network. If you go to the sports channel, you can do that one of three ways: either through Amazon affiliate link that you'll find in the description, or through the PayPal link that you'll find in the description, or if you want to support this channel on a monthly basis, there's Patreon. All those links are in the description for you to peruse. Consider doing that, and if you can afford to do that, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it immensely. If you can't afford to do that, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just means we're probably related. So until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep powder dry, and have a splendid day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.